Well, hello everyone. I'm glad that you all can come. This is the Game Design and Development Club. As you can see. So, let's go. So, what exactly do we do? We discuss games and the understanding of good game design. We have discussions about art, music, working in teams, and pitching your games. And you also have the ability to create your own game and participate in competitions like game jams or any other events that have gaming involved in it. How our meetings are usually constructed is we have meetings every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. through 7:45 p.m. Our discussions for 45 minutes, or we may do an interactive activity for 45 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes we have a showcase.
In which case, you all can show off things you've been working on, get feedback on that.
So this year from old members, we're going to do a new activity that we want everyone to contribute to. It's a game collaboration in which you contribute making a game that we give the theme to. You can develop the game as a club, and by the end of the semester, it should be like a semi-completed game, hopefully. It doesn't necessarily have to be completed, but it's just at least playable.
It'd be cool to have just sort of a showcase of the variety of ideas and stuff we have. We're still working out sort of the logistics behind all that, but we hope to have more information on that next meeting.
We just want to, help up with contributing with working in a team and just experiencing how games are generally made. So we just think it'll be a really good learning experience. It is optional, like you don't have to contribute if you don't want to, but I highly encourage it because I think it will be really beneficial.
And of course it helps you learn version control software, which is a skill not often taught and yet very, very valuable to know.
And because we just want to make things easier, it's going to be in Unity most likely, since I'm pretty sure that's the language most of y'all know in game design. So, yeah. So, speaking of game jams that I mentioned earlier, game jams are basically a 3-day long event held from Friday through Sunday. Oh, change the slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, basically 3-day long events that are held Friday through Sunday during the fall and spring semester. In them, you're able to form into teams or work independently to create your own game based on the theme that they give you. And by the end of it, you showcase a trailer that's playable, of course. And generally, I just think it's a lot of fun. You get to learn a lot of new things. You get to meet new people. And, yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
You get to try out an idea, see if it works, and if you like it, you can go further with it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good things.
Are your slides stuck?
Yes.
Just look at mine.
It's fine. But basically, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm the co-president. My name's Ken. Recommend using he, him pronouns for me. I'm mainly an artist. I've been getting into programming, so I've been dabbling with things like C# and Python. I'm not really super into the game design aspect of it and more so into software development, but I do like to contribute to games through art and hopefully through programming soon in the future.
I'll go next. I'm Quinn. I'm the event organizer. I'm the person who books the very room we're in. So if you like the room, good, thank me. If not, insult me behind my back, preferably. But yeah, I'm more on the software development side. I do a lot of programming. I sometimes make my own game engines for fun, which is ironic since it's not actually very fun. Don't try it. It's cool, but don't try it. Yeah, one thing I'd like to emphasize here is that, as Ken said, you don't have to know programming in order to contribute. If you can make art, sound, music, or just willing to play test or give ideas, you can help. And that's what that whole collaborative game project earlier was about. So no matter what your skill set is, you can help, improve something, make it cool.
My name's Tyler. I'm the treasurer and secretary of the club right now. Bit of a jack of all trades when it comes to designing games. I dabble in art, writing, mechanics, programming, all sorts of aspects. I hope to make stuff on my own at some point. which, to go off of Quinn's concepts, anything you can contribute to a game in any way whatsoever is fantastic. Anybody can pursue a single passion, and it could probably be used in a game somewhere, somehow. They are just a combination of all sorts of art forms all together, and the unification of them is beautiful, so do what you love.
And finally, there's the social media manager, which is Trevor Green. He can't be with us today because scheduling issues, but he's generally in the Discord. He handles the social media for the Discord. He handles the Twitter, the Facebook, and things like that. So if you want to follow us through those other social medias as well, I'm pretty sure it's the KSU Game Design Development Club. So if you want to follow us there, that'd be nice.
That's us, but we'd like to hear about you as well. So we're not going to make you, go through the whole rigmarole of, standing up and telling everyone one fun fact about yourself if you don't like to. But it'd be cool if you told us your name and maybe something you're interested in working on. Or just your name if that's all you like.
We can start with you.
So, Bryce Thomas, video game design, and video games is just fun.
Yeah.
I got it. My name's Christoph. I like AI. That's about it.
Cool.
I'm Kavina. I'm game design and I'm interested in animation and 3D modeling. And I like to play video games that not very many people have heard of and are still for kids. Mm-hmm. Or geared towards kids.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Derek. I am a software engineer and sophomore. I don't normally make games, but I would like to at some points. The only other ways I can really contribute are voice acting, art, and animation.
Well, that's lots to contribute. Glad to have you here.
My name's Ian. I'm a CS major in my senior year. First time I started making a video game was about a couple hours ago, so just learning to try a bit more with that. So
It's never too late to
everyone
learn.
here like video games. So.
It's never too late to learn. Go for it. Would you like to go next?
We can snake it like this. You can go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hello, my name is Jesse. I am a software engineering and game design major, so I'm double majoring, and I like to make games, and I also do pixel art a lot. So I'm also do art, but I'm trying to get better at programming.
My name is Omar. I'm a game design major, and I'm not really too sure of my passion. I'm pretty good at art. I'm drawing art.
My name is Noah Stevens, and personally, I hate video games.
Understandable. Glad to have you here.
I'm a game design major, and I'm not sure exactly what I'll do yet, but I have experimented in the past. So.
I'm Devin. I'm a sophomore in computer science, and I like to make games in Unity.
Hey, I'm Connor. I'm a CS major, and I can contribute maybe some music to the game.
That'd be cool. Oh dear, are we out of chairs?
If you're out of chairs, you may just have to stand up.
We have an emergency chair up here.
I'll get this one over there.
Oh, there's one there, right?
Yeah, this is the biggest room we could get, guys. I'm sorry.
We're on this right now.
Yeah.
I'm Nathan, software engineering major, and I want to learn the main games.
My name is Junior, and I am a video game design major. I mostly play RTSs and baseboards, most of and shapes.
I'm Lucas. I'm a junior game design major with a CS minor. I'm not particularly proficient in any specific branch, but I have an interest in all of them. So, what do you learn more?
Hi, my name is Furquan. I really like game design, and I like to use that as a means of getting out my imagination.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an interactive design major with a minor in game design and development. I'm trying to add things to my portfolio, so I like also networking to try to find people to add other assets or to add things to games instead of making.
I'm Dylan, and I don't know what to do that.
Understandable, but it's good that you're here to learn.
You're among very much like-minded people.
I'm Rylan. I'm majoring in game design. I like anime and video games.
Yeah.
You like two things? That's incredible.
It's amazing.
I'm currently working on a fan game myself right now.
Nice.
My name is John, or if you know a John, I'm John Michael. My major is computer engineering. I am planning to make a game, but I'm not making one right now. Let's see what else is on there. I'm also not very proficient in any one specific thing, but I'll do my best in whatever you ask me to. And maybe not a favorite game, but a game I'm very much enjoying right now is Kenshi. Very fun game.
Hello, my name is Alex. I'm a game design senior. I mostly just programming. I'm not really experienced in drawing for contributing my art for games, and I would play any genre of game.
I'm Lance, mechanical engineering major. I would love to make games someday. I don't know how though. But I am an EDM producer. So I don't really have a favorite game right now, but I do really like games too.
I'm Michael, mechanical engineering here. I like making music, so I'm zero. So yeah, that's a little bit of Unity I've played with.
So I'm Megan. I used to be a game dev major, and then I realized the hard way that I hate coding with the coding passion that rises the sun. So I switched to integrative studies, so I could do game design without the game development work. I'm mainly better with level design, narrative design, and general game design. Just don't ask me to write code, please. Save my mental health. And favorite game or the favorite series? There is a series from a developer called Nihon Falcom who make the East series. A series of JRPGs that, if you allow me to, I will not shut up about. So I will stop talking now.
My name is Joel. I'm a computer science major. I've made a small little game on Scratch. It was a lot of fun, and I've done a lot of recording of music and stuff, and I've dabbled in the visual arts. I don't know how seriously I would do, how interesting profession I am in game design, but I really want to make a open world roaming game that just like a post-apocalyptic type of game. I just want to have that desire. Very hard.
Awesome.
My name is Peter. I'm a game dev major. I like programming. Kind of want to do art, but I suck at it. But I like making UI games with most people. And my favorite game, it's a difficult decision, but Spider-Man for the PS1.
Dude, if you struggle with drawing something, just use online written tutorials. It'll make your life a lot easier.
But what do I want to be better?
Honestly, just keep drawing.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll go from bad to adequate, and then from adequate to good.
Yeah, as an artist, as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter if it sucks, honestly.
And draw porn.
That's some great practice.
I mean, if you wanna, you can.
Do the furry commission.
Let's get off that.
Just make sure to raise the price. Up their price.
Hi, I'm Aiden. I'm a freshman game design major. I have tried making some games in the past. I do a little bit of coding, mainly Python and Scratch. I'm alright at art. I'd be interested in trying some other stuff too. My favorite kinds of games would generally be like Nintendo games and like indie Metroidvania type stuff.
Probably like all night.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hi, my name is Mason. I'm a sophomore. I'm an electrical engineering major. I have very little experience with Python. And then my favorite game at the moment is probably Apex Legends or Valorant.
Hi, my name is Michaela. I am a game dev major for professionals. I'm heavily into art. I love drawing. It's one of my favorite things to do. Just trying to get better with perspective right now. I also love to do some coding. I'm working right now. I have an idea for a game, still kind of working it out. Favorite game right now? I have to say I'm working through Hades, and I'm also working through Skyrim. And y'all lied. It's too much. It's a heavy thing. I don't know who, maybe didn't play the game multiple times and you're finding stuff. I literally die over and over and then I have to put it down for a week. So,
I played Skyrim once. I got bored in 5 minutes. I picked it again. Yeah.
And I think you came a little late. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you can.
Yeah, sure. My name's Hyland. I'm a sophomore and I'm a game design major. Say my favorite games probably I play a lot of FPS games, so mainly Call of Duty. That's what I mainly play, but also Far Cry 6. It's really good.
Well, you guys all seem very interesting. Not in a bad way.
That sounds like a backhand.
Not in a bad way, but you all are very interesting and in a really good way. A lot of talent in here, a lot of
Very diverse interests.
It's good to see a lot of just. Again, diverse, just a lot of spread over on the skills.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the new members we'll have today. All right, so
now you introduce yourself. Let's ask you some questions. So, what do you generally want to see? Because we can generally, we only have so many weeks, so we could go on about certain topics forever. But if there's any specific sort of topics about specific aspects of game design or whatnot, now's your chance to ask. Sure.
Laying out the starting processes of starting to develop a game. Where would you start?
Yeah.
Right, sure. You can do that.
I'll just together Unity programming and Blender and Unreal.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to learn just about the video game design process as a whole, and maybe learn how to model some characters.
Portfolios and networking.
That is very important. Yes. Yeah.
Industry experience and how to actually properly game things.
Yeah. True.
I don't mind game internships because I've been trying since 2018 with 0 luck.
Yeah. And you with the beard?
Physics and ballistics with bullets and stuff in a physics engine. If you're gonna use, I don't know, either building a physics engine from scratch, or if you're using Unreal or another engine, if you can modify them or make things make a character impact look a certain way, stuff like that.
Pretty sure you can. I haven't used Unreal, ashamedly, but I'm pretty sure it's flexible enough to let you.
You can do that in Unreal, I'm pretty sure.
How to come up with a game concept, something that's fun to play, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting up a game and getting things working can be easy, but making it fun can be a whole another matter.
That's a whole other can of worms.
And combining story and characters and stuff, having that all integrated really nice too.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to refine my question.
All right, sure.
So I guess the process of getting your game to a minimum viable product.
Yeah.
Getting it to that point. That's what I want to call it.
So
No, just getting it to a first playable version where the game loop is complete.
Yeah.
It's not entirely polished, but you can play it and you can go through all the sections of the game loop.
So basically what they want in Studio One.
I have no idea what Studio One is.
It's the senior project for the game design major.
Oh, fair enough.
Studio One and then Capstone.
Yeah. Is that all the questions? All right then.
How about procedural generation and stuff like that?
That can be a whole can of worms. But yeah, that's very fun. It can be very difficult to tweak.
All right. So
Now another question. There won't be 2 questions every week, I promise. This one's just an exception.
Yeah, we're having a meeting question of the week, so for every meeting, we want to have a general discussion before we start, just to get, things popping.
Yeah, just this less to be more like a sort of call on hand things for open discussion kind of thing.
Yeah, so the question is, what qualities do you think makes a game fun?
Sure, go ahead.
Its appearance, which I know sounds superficial, but I think that's pretty important. Otherwise, it will look boring.
Yep,
and the objective and the prizes you can earn after you play a certain round.
I think appearance does make a pretty big impact on the 12 principles of animations exist for a reason. Giving something impact can make it feel a lot more fun than if it's just numbers.
Yeah, and with appearance, for example, this is why I think artists, are very important in the game design development, because if you just have shitty art in the trailer, people are like, what is this? Why should I play this game? It doesn't even look like it was made by professionals, So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the most important thing is the actual gameplay mechanics itself, because if people can't really figure it out, or if it's sorry, it's kind of good at finding the words.
It's alright, take your time.
Just
gameplay? Make it easy to pick up?
Yeah, just make it easy to pick up. And just make it more challenging as time goes on. That's what makes the game interesting.
Easy to learn, hard to master kind of thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just start talking. Just don't shout over each other, please.
The replayability of a game, as long as it's you can play it a lot of times.
Yeah, you can be.
The pace of the game.
That's an important one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to add on to him talking about it being intuitive. I feel like there's a lot of games that really just try to, they have the mechanics and then they write a paragraph on tutorials on how to do it and make you read the tutorial, and it's the hardest thing for me to get into a game that does something like that. So trying to actually make a game that you can pick up, like somebody mentioned Hollow Knight, it's brilliant at that. It just says press X, and then you slash, and then you move, and it's it just all falls together.
Yeah, it's something crazy. It's here, thank you for buying our game. Do this light reading before doing anything else.
Exactly.
The worst one's the ones where it's not light reading, where it's just, here, have this textbook.
Like Fire Emblem.
Oh my god.
At least Fire Emblem has pictures. That's
So at least it's not a math textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my favorite type of tutorials are the ones where it doesn't even seem like a tutorial, just it's
Defining Isaac. Just tell me when light does white, and you just say, all right, you know what it does.
or Undertale, where literally tutorial.
Yeah.
So kind of going off what he said with the pacing, the flow and the tempo also kind of has to be right, because it's kind of like if you're playing a platformer but the character's floaty, that's kind of weird.
Which kind of slows you down, makes you
Yeah,
feel less control.
yeah. I guess it doesn't have to be super tight tempo. Ori and the Blind Forest, that's some great feels snappy, it's very quick but flowy at the same time. But it depends on what the goal of the game is. Have you ever played that unicycle game where it's you're trying to balance the unicycle while it's rolling, but it's super hard to do on purpose. So it feels clunky, but it's not terrible because it's on purpose. I guess just the feeling of the movement of the game and just how that contributes to how the feel is supposed to be, I guess.
I suppose adding on to that would be, player expression, having, a way to move around in a flexible enough way for people to tackle problems on their own. And typically that's most commonly seen fighting games or platformers, where you can string moves together in the way that best fits you to get around places or do damage or whatever, do gaming activities that cause success.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say the level of progression and making the player, I guess, feel stronger and better. An easy example would be Pokemon. You pick them up, you make them stronger, get bigger and better moves, whatnot. Next thing you know, just strongest in your party, just doing everything. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Or a more short-term example would be, I guess, say Fortnite. You get bigger and stronger guns, and you just keep it up. Keep the loop going. It's satisfying.
Yeah.
Make the player feel satisfied.
I think good characters make the game more fun because you become more immersed and attached to that world.
We're out of backup chairs.
Like,
We're out of backup chairs. I'm sorry, you'll have to stand for this one. Or sit on one of the stairs. We won't judge you.
Or you just know. That's an argument.
This is the
No, you
highest
wanted
capacity.
to, like, you wanted, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was like characters. It makes the player more immersed in the world if they're likable. I don't think that games like Sonic the Hedgehog would be as popular as they were if it wasn't for his personality and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you were the back. Yeah.
I would say that it depends on the kind of game you're trying to make. Because some games, what makes it fun is the set of characteristics, and then if you put that in a totally different type of game, it's all this. Like, for instance, in the game writing class I'm taking right now, we're talking about text adventures. So you don't have the gameplay, you don't have the graphics. All you have is story.
Yeah.
We have to like continue like having a continued and measured engagement with your character. Like you're invested in your character's place in the world for like a long time. Like when I first got into World of Warcraft, it was like the PvP is tiered like 10. So it's like you wouldn't just go in and get griefed by a top level player and be like, oh well. Or like it wasn't a race to the top. It was like every single time you got to 19 or 29 or 39, it's like we were trying to get that 20 tier, each time. And it's like in Rust or something else, like you run around, you're just trying to get the shotgun, and you're just trying to get this one thing where someone, it just feels so like binary. It just feels like you're either, you're getting one thing or you don't have it, as opposed to like a really measured engagement process.
I was gonna say the setting of the game is fun in my opinion. Like I said, I like to play an FPS game, but like when it comes to like a World War style game, like I don't like to look at brown and gray. Like I need colors to look at. Like that brown and stuff is like this is boring. Like I need some colors, need something like makes me want to get back on the game every day.
Visual style is important.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Here you go.
A game that isn't necessarily cookie cutter, like there's some games that just follow cookie cutter. EA games.
Magic capitalism
But there are games that push bounds, like, for instance, I know this example brought up a lot, but Undertale really stepped outside, like, normal RPG, like what to do in RPG, kill people, collect points, but with that, you got an option.
And thinking about what someone else said, I would definitely say personality definitely goes a really long way. Like, one of my favorite games is Kid Icarus Uprising.
Hey!
Yeah, bro, I think there's so much personality and stuff. The characters are great, the writing's just wonderful. Like, it's so good that I can forget the fact that I'm getting a hand cramp from playing on
How about a game with a decent online? Because I heard that Dragon Ball FighterZ now has rollback netcode. So,
Yeah, that was an issue with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, like the remaster of it, because it didn't like have netcode.
It's not the remaster, it's just it's the same game.
Yeah, it was just like released on like Steam and modern consoles, but like the issue with that was that it just didn't have like the netcode, and that's important, So, and that definitely affected the sales of the game because of that. So yeah. Yeah.
Piggybacking off of the visual style, I would say visual consistency, because one thing that I learned from being in the RPG Maker development community is if you mix assets that don't remotely look the same in terms of art style, it will clash and players will go, those don't match. Because you'll have people who will pick hyper-realistic stuff and put them right next to super cartoony stuff and put it next to painter stuff. It will keep the style consistent. It doesn't have to be ultra HD, just keep it a consistent style.
Sometimes you can make the clash your consistency. Games like Gary's Mod or Skyrim, when modded to absolute death and back, are built off of just nonsense clashes from anything and everything off the universe. And that just becomes, appealing in and of itself.
I was going to say, actually, I guess an example of what, what's your name? An example of, I guess, what Megan was talking about. If you've ever seen, I guess, the 2016 Berserk show, how they use, how they use 2D and 3D assets in the same scenes, and how clunky that looks. I was about to say, it's not consistent in that way.
Yeah.
Going off of what we said, what makes like Skyrim and Gary's Mod really fun, and say arguably Minecraft and other games like that is the customizability and the moddability of the game.
Yes.
The ability to
Yes.
put your content on there, especially on Steam, where it's just like, the Steam is like, here's a place where you can publish your content, and other people can download it. Like, I think it's source. That's really nice to see.
It's just like good audio and good sounds. Because if the music sucks, if the sounds suck or like are annoying, you're not gonna want to like listen to it or anything.
I generally can like play a game if the OST isn't all that great, but yeah, definitely like the soundtrack of games definitely like help with games.
I probably would have dropped Risk Your Brain 2 hundreds of hours ago if it wasn't for the music.
Yeah, music can be like the last saving grace for a really shitty game.
Okay, but I'm bad. An answer from someone who's not here because I saw their opinion in the YouTube video. Are you guys familiar with Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Kirby and Smash Bros. And all that? He actually started up a YouTube channel recently where he talks about game design stuff, which is a nice enough coincidence.
What's the channel called?
I believe it's just called Masahiro Sakurai on Game Development.
Pretty much.
And if you want to make games, you should subscribe to that channel.
Yeah, it is very good. It is very good. I highly recommend looking into it.
It's not very technical, but it's very conceptual. Because he's talked about lots of stuff over like the past 2 decades on the Famitsu. It's like a Japanese magazine where he's writes stuff for. So very light stuff, short videos, but they're very insightful, I would say.
And his answer on what qualities he thinks makes a game fun is a balance between risk and reward, which also ties into what you were saying with Rust earlier, where if you're just either completely useless or destroying everything, that's not very fun. It's all about, putting yourself in calculated risks and coming out with the rewards, or, suffering from failure and trying again to recover. That balance of risk and reward is what he thought made a game fun. So I'd throw one more answer into the mix.
You're good.
Yeah, I think it has to be some sense of accomplishment. You can't just go in and immediately get wrecked by the best hour playing on the server. You want to keep going. You're not going to want to keep going.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of measure of approach.
Yeah. So,
Alright, so generally, thanks for coming. The turn-up for this is great. I'm glad to see a lot of new faces and old faces as well. And yeah, if you have anything to showcase, like any projects that you're working on, or any music, art, or anything like that that you think you want to show off to everyone else, that'd be cool.
Real quick, I actually wanted to show something about. If you're talking about the collaborative game, is still in. We're still working out the final details, but since you all are going to be working on it, I want you to have a bit of input in it before we finalize the things.
Yeah.
Our plans were that it's going to be beta in Unity because game development teaches Unity, and it's generally an accessible engine. And it's going to be a 3D platform of sorts because they're very easy to make with physics. You can move around, you can jump by applying an upwards force, and you can generally make decent enough level design from. And finally, the theme for it. You don't have to apply to the theme, or you don't have to stick to the genre. If you want to add something all on your own, you're more than welcome to. But the theme we are suggesting, or I was suggesting, I don't know if you two signed off on it. The theme I was suggesting, just as a starting point for thinking, is nature and technology. So you could go in the direction of having them fight against each other, or showing how one of them corrupts the other, or just focus on entirely one aspect or the other. Or again, if you have a very strong vision for what you want to add to the game, you can just forsake all that and do that. Yeah, we're hoping that the theme gives a wide enough interpretation that people can, find a niche they like, both in terms of aesthetics, in terms of mechanics, in terms of music and sound and all that. So if you have any other theme ideas or anything like that, you are more than welcome to suggest that. Any other genres, any other ideas on how this should be handled, because this is a new thing for the club, and, well, I think it's really cool, but if you have any suggestions or anything, we'd love to hear it.
And plus another announcement. Oh, did you want to say something?
Yeah, do you have any work in progress screenshots or renders from the game?
Not yet, unfortunately. We're going to start off with a very, very basic sort of hands-off thing. We're going to have a debug character moving around in some basic geometry. And it's going to be up to you all to either make things on your own or team up with other people to, make levels to go through.
Just like as a heads up for people who came in later, it's a light project idea to work over like the semester. Entirely optional, but just something to perhaps influence or entice some people to get deeper into personal developments or to get with people who have certain skills, that sort of thing. Just an open thing that we're going to put up for you.
And for those of you looking to get into a game and not knowing where to start, it's a lot easier just to make one level than a full game, especially if you have a decent enough framework to start from. So if you want to learn how to make things or you want to give things a try, this is a great opportunity to jump in. And of course, you can put your name in the credits. It'll be very epic.
Plus another announcement, we're still working on it, but to get everyone to know each other better, we wanted to plan a once a month event game night thing, where we just hang out, play games, and maybe you want to work on a project or something like that. We're most likely going to bring Smash Bros. Or any other fighting game, any other multiplayer game that you may want to also bring as well. Like I said, we're still working on getting it done, but we will update you guys if we are going to have game nights. And like I said, that'll be once a month on Fridays around the same time as the club meetings. If you guys want to come and hang out there.
Yeah. And of course, if you leave the room and 10 minutes later you realize you thought of the best idea that you couldn't say, our names are in the Discord. We're usually highlighted above other members. We have the officer rank, so you can just send us a message. Though please don't go crazy. We are only people. And of course, we're going to have a few channels open for club activities. So for things like the game, if you have any ideas or concept art or things you want to share and have people pick up, you could collaborate in there.
Yeah, and later on, when we start doing more interactive activities here in the club, we'll have a club activities channel where you can showcase what you did in the club as well.
All right, so that's enough talking. Let's see some cool stuff. And I'm going to end the recording here. If you are listening to the recording, look in the club showcase. Is it the showcase channel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, look in the showcase channel, and you can see these things for yourself.